Joining me now is Lana Payne, UNIFOR National President. She also sits on the PM's Council. Lana, thanks for being here. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So steel and auto tariffs are already causing pain for your members of the union. What do Donald Trump's latest comments signal to you about what might lie ahead?
I believe it's going to be very, very difficult to get a deal by tomorrow because I think many of the demands from the Prime Minister or from the President, rather, are things that Canada will not be able to accept. And we know that a normalization of tariffs or embedded tariffs on the auto industry will just continue to cause investment losses, job losses, and a lot of pain for the auto sector in Canada. They will be very destructive. So, that makes the job ahead very challenging. But having said that, there are opportunities here to create pressure points for the United States. So in some cases, when you're looking to get the best deal, you have to be a little bit patient.
Now, this trade deadline is coming up in mere hours. If no deal is struck, what's next?
Well, that's hard to know. I think a couple of things the Canadian government will have to look at. One, are talks ongoing? And if they are, they'll have to make a decision about how those talks are proceeding. We obviously have to work to get a deal here. The other thing is, does Canada then step up its leverage? And that means creating more pressure points in the United States, taking retaliatory measures, looking at export controls, all of the things that we've talked about before that need to be put on the table if we get into a full-on trade war with the U.S. And while the U.S. has negotiated some of these framework deals with other countries, I would say that, Canada should not be compared to Japan or the EU. We have an existing trade agreement with the U.S. These countries did not, and we have to put that to good use in our negotiations with the United States right now.
What would be the immediate economic impact if tariffs are raised to 35%?
Well, what the president is talking about to this point, and as we know, he does change his mind often and frequently, is that 35% would apply to non-trade agreement compliant goods. So things that are outside of the trade agreement currently, which would mean a small number of goods would see that 35% tariff that he's been talking about if he sticks to what he's already said. I believe we have to make sure as Canadians and that our Canadian government does this, and that's that no deal at this point is better than a bad deal. We need to negotiate a deal that supports workers, that protects these industries in Canada, and I believe there's a way to do that by creating more pressure points in the United States. And some of these pressure points we will see. What the United States has done in terms of a 50% tariff, for example, on aluminum, is going to cause a lot of damage in the United States because once that works its way through the system, it is going to increase the cost of aluminum for folks who need it to build things, including the auto industry, including the aerospace industry, including the defense industry in the United States. So there are going to be a result in the U.S. of these tariffs that they've put on Canada, and they won't be good. This is why we said all along that the U.S. tariffing Canadian goods has an impact on the U.S., has an impact on U.S. businesses, and it certainly has an impact on U.S. workers. And we're going to see more and more of that impact as in the days and weeks ahead.
If only someone could get through to Trump on that. Lana, thank you very much for being here with us today. We'll have to leave it there. That is Lana Payne, UNIFOR National President.